just had some severe tropical storm weather come through, and you can see the tannin in the little bog here, but it hasn't made it into the pond. The pond is completely full, and we'll walk around it. Atlas just had to walk through it because it's way higher than it should be. Because I don't have my overflow stream yet. But once I do, that will do the latter part of this project, which is once the pond is overly full, where that water goes, which is the same parallel channel that this drainage ditch forms. This pond will have down at the other end, which is yet to be dug. You can actually see this little center island here. The little walkway to it is overbared, and even the center of it is overbared because there's so much water. So that little stream that overflows will have to be several inches shorter to avoid those places becoming soggy wet. But this is kind of where the pond ends, and this area is yet to be dug, but was planned to be dug because that's where the water settles anyway. Those are the low spots. So this will all be dug out several feet in, which will make this the island. And right about there, there'll be a runoff stream that will bring all of this water from both sides, which flows in from the road, fills into these little ponds, down in a little stream in this section of woods here. There's a little straightaway, which we'll see. You can actually see the water flowing from this rain still as it's running off the road in the little drainage ditch beside me. But through this line here, and it will go back through there, there'll be a little stream that'll kind of, fishtail through and have some little pools as it comes down. This drops probably about 4 feet in elevation from where the bridge sits, which is right down here, to the height top edge of the pond. And that's why you get this really good running water effect of all of the runoff water that's coming from storm runoff. Now this comes from not only the road, but you'll see this side over here has a runoff channel too. And this is not as high flow, but this is these two paddocks on this side of my property drain through here. So I'm actually in the process of putting down these drainage rocks over this. There was some really large concrete riffraff used, and I'd prefer it to be walkable by animals and people alike. And you can see this is the water, because the way this lot flows, it slopes down this way and that way. So then all of the water from that paddock back there, which slopes this way, runs down here, and you can see it running in some of these little spots, like right up there. You can see it trickling. But it goes all the way through, and now I've kind of semi-diverted it. This is some drainage rock over on this side under this material that I brought in, which was part of what's dug out of the pond. And then this over here, I'll put some of that heavier gravel drainage rock here to give this some lack of washout function and be able to connect this as some part of the walking trails for the lot. But that's just this side of the property's runoff. There is some water management on the opposite side as well, but this is the most interesting because it has the big pond, and these, you can kind of see it through the woods here. All of this runoff water goes back here, and that is the marsh that's behind the property, which is behind not only this neighbor but that neighbor. Over in that direction, that way, there is a marsh. But yeah, more to come on the giant scale pond management project.